Ladies and gentlemen, it is very gratifying to Miss Green. It is very gratifying to the management to listen to such heartfelt appreciation as you have just expressed. You all know that this is the last appearance of Miss Green, of our Harriet, on this or any other stage. Harriet?
She'll be back on the stage in 2 years, sure as I'm breathing.
If not in 2 years, in 20. They always do, you know. It's like a fever.
To celebrate this unique occasion, the last appearance in public of our favorite, before Cupid snatches her from our midst. As I was saying, Miss Harriet Green, to celebrate this unique occasion, has consented with her company to sing the song that first endeared her to you, to me, to all of us. Daddy wouldn't buy me a... No! Thank you.
My little cat I do, its coat is oh so warm. He comes each day with me to school and sits upon the form. When teacher says, why do you bring that little pet of yours? I tell her that I bring my cat along with me because Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow, bow wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow, bow wow. I've got a little cat, I am very fond of that, but I'd rather have a bow wow wow. We used to have 2 tiny dogs, such pretty little dears. But Daddy sold them 'cause they used to bite each other's ears. I cried all day. At 8 at night, Papa sent me to bed. When Ma came home and wiped my eyes, I cried again and said, oh, Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow, bow wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow, bow wow. I've got a little cat, and I'm very fond of that, but I'd rather have a bow wow wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. I'd rather have a cat.
Excuse old chap, she's actually waving to me.
I'd rather have a bow wow. See, Lord Shropshire are looking at me.
The old walrus. I'll throw him a fish in a minute. What do you want to set your cap at him for?
Oh, 100 reasons.
You know it means I'm going out of your life forever.
That's one of the reasons. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow.
Bow wow.
Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow.
Bow wow.
I'd rather have a cat, and I'm very fond of that, but I'd rather have a bow wow wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to cry, but I mustn't, because I don't want to look horrid the last time you see me.
Nonsense, you look wonderful.
I would rather leave you all at this moment. the moment when you love me most. I would never like to grow old before your eyes.
You'll never grow old, Harriet Green. Evergreen.
As you all know, tomorrow I am getting married. And what more can I say? Except that I am marrying a kind and a splendid man.
Oh, Shroppy, isn't it touching? I got a lump in my throat.
Maudie, my gay deceiver. Do you know why I'm attracted to you?
No. Oh, tell us. Go on.
Because you've a figure like an hourglass. And in a member of the fair sex that intoxicates me.
Hourglass.
Glass. Have some more sand. You'll need it if you want to boil that egg, huh?
So is mine. You've made me the happiest man in the world, little woman.
Oh, Fibber. Fizz.
Maudie, my dear, you are Harriet's understudy, are you not?
Yes, I am. Or rather, I was.
Suppose she doesn't turn up at the wedding.
Well,
Someone's got to take her place, haven't they?
I don't know. I suppose so.
Maudie, will you marry me?
Don't say this is so sudden, because it'll be a whopping big lie.
Oh, really? I'm not good enough for you.
Oh.
Shroppy, the pleasure's mine.
Mine too. And damn the county. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to present to you the future Lady Shropshire.
But this may mean that I will never grace the boards of the Tivoli again.
London will never get over it.
A treat, ladies and gentlemen, a treat never before seen on any stage. The future Lady Shropshire will sing a duet with the future Marchioness of Staines. Bravo! Bravo!
Harriet, do you really think we ought? I mean, remember our positions. Take refine.
Orchestra, orchestra.
I would leave my little wooden hat for you. I've got one lover and a dimple too. What might happen, there ain't no knowing. If he comes around, so you'd better be going. Oh, I wouldn't leave my little wooden hat for you. Come on now, come on. All together, boys. I would leave my little wooden hat for you. I've got one lover and a dimple too. What might happen, there ain't no knowing. If he comes around, so you'd better be going.
I beg your pardon. I have to leave. I love you all. Goodbye.
No, dear. You must stay behind and look after our guests.
But I...
Hawkie will see me home.
Goodbye. Bless you.
Miss Green's apartment. Deuced peculiar, what?
I'm that sorry, miss. It's all right, Hawkie. I felt all along it was too good to be true. Where is he? 11 Mark Street, Hackney. Shall I tell the driver? Hey, cabby! 11 Mark Street, Hackney.
Right you are, lady. Hackney it is, if you say so.
My darling long-lost girlie.
All right, Hawkie. You can wait for me downstairs. I thought I'd seen the last of you this time.
You really mustn't be so pessimistic about the future, my love.
Spent all the money I gave you?
I'm afraid so.
How?
And our little daughter?
In a place where you will never find her. Well, George?
My ship got in this morning, and the first thing I read in the paper was you going to be a marchioness. Congratulations.
Very sweet of you, George.
He's a millionaire, isn't he? Well, little girl, we're in clover.
We?
You and me.
I see.
Good thing I never married you, eh, my love? Or else this would be bigamy.
Are you coming to the wedding, George?
You bet. You wouldn't like me to give you away, would you? Harriet, you must go on with this marriage.
And be blackmailed by you for the rest of my life?
Oh, I'm a reasonable man. I asked for a little here below. I'd cheer off.
At a price. And unfortunately, you cheer back again. Oh, no, George. I'm not so keen on marriage as to let myself in for that.
But this means everything to you.
Perhaps it does. But my own peace of mind means still more.
Harriet, this is a chance of a lifetime.
For you? Yes. Oh, it's no use, George. I'm sick of having you hanging around my heels. And if I married Stain, would be 1,000 times worse.
Oh, lovey, how can you say such things about me? Besides, your engagement's been announced.
If I'd thought you were going to turn up like this, I wouldn't have dreamed of going on with it.
But you must go on with it. My dear, it's a gift. And think of the poor Marquis. How can you be so cruel to him? Why, you're liable to break the young man's heart. They say he's as sensitive as they make him. And if you let him go, why, he's liable to throw himself from his own battlements. And his blood will be on your head. Harriet, you can't go to heaven branded as a murderess.
Hawkie, I've made up my mind. Go up and tell him that I've left the stage. Tell him that I am not going to get married. That I'm going to clear out and go back home to South Africa.
And me, lovey. Aren't I coming with you?
No, Hawkie. You're going into the country to bring up Harriet Jr.
Couldn't you bring yourself to take her with you?
No, Hawkie. Her father stands for too much that has been miserable in my life. My life is going to be my own from now on. You'll bring her up beautifully, Hawkie. I'm sure of that.
Harriet. Harriet, my love. You must listen to reason.
And she'd have made such a lovely marchioness.
Don't I know it?
Good luck, dearie. Thanks, darling.
Card? Card? Yeah. What's all this about?
I'm all right, really. I was a bit overworked in my last job. That's what it is.
And when was your last job?
About 6 months ago. But today's my lucky day.
Had any breakfast this morning?
I'm dieting.
That was terrible, boys. Terrible. I'll tie pink ribbon round your necks and send you home to your mother soon if you don't wake up. And keep quiet, there's nothing to laugh about. Charlie, let her go. 1, 2. No.
Yes, Mr. Ben. Lady Evergreen would like you to lunch with her on Friday.
I'll take a note of it.
Yes, Mr. Ben.
Look, I want to see those girls. Right. Skirts up. Yeah.
Mr. Ben, have you decided on the blue carpet or the pink for the ballroom scene?
I want red.
Yes, Mr. Ben.
Now, tempo, tempo. Would you give me a rehearsal group, Mr. Ben? No. Yes, Mr. Ben. Stop, everybody, stop. This is a nice time for one of my chorus ladies to turn up in the morning, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Ben.
Don't you get enough sleep?
What do you think, Mr. Ben?
Keep quiet, everybody. From the commencement, Charlie. 1, 2. Stop!
This is all got to stop.
Rest up for 15 minutes, girls.
Mr. Ben, what about these other girls?
I don't want to see any more girls today.
Right, Mr. Ben. Sorry, ladies, no more auditions today.
Now, what is it?
I'm livid.
Yes, you look a bit off. What the hell's the matter with you?
Am I supposed to be your young and glamorous leading lady or not?
Supposed to be? Yes.
And didn't you promise me some really good publicity?
I was tight at the time, but I did, yes.
Well, listen to this.
What?
Miss Marjorie Moore, the well-known divorcee. That's a great help, for God's sake. Celebrated her 35th birthday very quietly in her tiny Knightsbridge flat with a little tea party.
Fetch me Mr. Thompson. Go on, fetch me Mr. Thompson.
Yes, Mr. Ben. Mr. Thompson! Mr. Thompson!
Here I am, Mr. Ben.
Ah, there you are. What do you mean by this? Oh, I'm not sitting anymore today.
How dare you say I'm 35 when the whole world knows I'm 28?
It's a new idea of mine. Truth in advertising. Besides, it says in the theatrical who's who that you're 38.
Oh! And how dare you describe this lady's flat as tiny? It's enormous.
Well, you know it better than I do, sir.
What does he mean by that?
We'll let that pass.
I thought it might be good to suggest that Miss Moore has simple tastes.
And as far as the public's concerned, Miss Moore's flat isn't in Knightsbridge, it's in Mayfair.
Yes, Mr. Ben.
Don't you realize that what this theatrical profession wants to put it on its feet is a new and original idea? Can't you think of something startling and original?
I have, Mr. Ben. Well, I thought of it this morning while I was cleaning my teeth.
Oh, what was it?
Couldn't we suggest that Miss Moore had had all her jewels stolen?
Marvelous.
Get out.
But Mr. Ben.
Get out! Oh! Where's my chair?
Damn, Miss Marjorie Moore. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
I don't know you from Amy Johnson, but there's something I'd like to get off my chest. I'd give anything in the world to boil Mr. Leslie Benn in castor oil.
So would I.
Can you afford the castor oil?
No. Can you?
No, too bad. Good morning.
You cannot have a talk to make you forget your feet.
Yes, dear. I've made a great hit in delicious pot.
Oh, have the goodness to tell Mr. Pride that Lady Shropshire is here.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Miss. But he's with Mr. Ben now.
Mr. Ben? Oh, I know him well.
I said nobody was allowed in here while I'm with Mr. Ben.
Oh, but Mr. Ben knows me so well.
God bless my heart and soul, it's Maudie.
Maudie is one of my names, but really I'm Lady Shropshire.
You haven't gone grand on us by any chance, have you?
And to what do we owe the honor of this visit, Lady Staffordshire?
Shropshire, if you don't mind. Well, as no doubt you've read in the papers, I am a widow. But the rumor that my husband left me in an acute state of mortgage is quite untrue.
Sounds rather rude to me.
Really, I'm terribly well off.
Oh.
But I have begun to feel, now how can I put it, the desire to return to the old profession.
What?
The inevitable lure of the footlights.
Do you mind telling us what the big idea is, Lady Shropshire?
Oh, Les, it's like this. You see, I've been studying grand opera, and I thought, well, for old time's sake, I'd like to give you the first chance of presenting me.
Charming of you.
Oh, can you play that aria from Rigoletto?
Maudie, you've moved us strangely.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I thought you were a publicity man.
So did I. So I was. But I've decided to go back to the stage again.
How nice.
You couldn't get me to touch that damn publicity racket, not with a barge pole.
I haven't got a barge pole.
Oh, clever, aren't you?
Nothing doing today, folks.
Oh, Lord.
They always say that. I'm going to wait.
Well, if you'll take a chance, so will I.
And here am I, one of the greatest showmen in the business, prepared to spend any amount of dough on the public, and I'm stuck. I can't bring them in. And I've got to watch that little man who runs the picture palace down the road, turning them away from his flea pit. And why? Because he's got something really good to show them. Now, I've got to have something that'll make them sit up in their seats and rub their eyes. Oh, for a stunt.
Drop in sometime. Have a cup of tea. We can talk about old times.
Oh, Lord, for a stunt.
A stunt?
A really marvelous publicity stunt. So daring and original that it'd make old Ben go down on his knees, begging me to go back to him. Gosh, what a triumph.
But I thought you'd finished with the whole damn racket.
Well, so I have. Still.
Oh, I'm so tired of looking for a job. Am I seeing things?
What's the matter? Are you ill?
It can't be Harriet Green. I'm afraid you've made a mistake. My name is Harriet Hawks. The voice is the same. Oh, I'm going off my nut. You're not Harriet Green's daughter by any chance, are you? I'm afraid you're mistaken. My name... Well, what do you know about that? And I thought I knew all there was to know about Harriet Green. Her daughter. Well, well.
Do you mean the famous Harriet Green of the olden days?
Yes, oh, but that was before your time. But I remember the crowds at the stage door, the talk, the champagne suppers.
And you're her daughter?
Oh, please, I've told you my name is Hawks. What's the matter with you?
Don't talk to me. I'm giving birth.
Really? What is this world coming to? Who is that young man? I don't know, but I think he's awfully silly.
I've got it. I'm going to put you at the top of the tree, my girl, by a stunt. By a stunt that'll make Leslie Ben's hair stand on end.
A stunt that'll put Hitler and Amy Macpherson in the shade. A stunt that'll make all London queue up to see you, my girl.
I say, did you hear me say nothing doing today?
You're wrong, old man. Gosh, how wrong you are. Come on, let's go to lunch. I don't know who's going to pay for it, but come on, let's go to lunch.
Mr. Leslie Benn.
What the devil do you mean by this?
Oh, you two know each other. How nice.
We do not.
Oh, but you must meet. Such a clever young man, Leslie, and a great friend of mine. Mr. Ben, Mr. What did you say your name was?
Thompson. Now listen, Maudie. I thought I came here to talk over old times.
Oh, did you?
Of course you did. And while you're here, I'm going to show you the greatest idea ever presented. A chance that comes to a man only once in a lifetime.
When you're young, it's always spring, and life is a happy song. How we laugh at care and sing as we roll along. Though the years go rushing by, and spring is a memory, life will always be the same sweet song to me. When you've got a little springtime in your heart, you can laugh at all the wintry winds that blow. Though December comes your way, for you the birds will sing, and buttercups come peeping through the snow. You'll be young, you'll be in love your whole life through, just as young and more in love than at the start. And each happy scene will be evergreen as the sweetest blossom in June. When you've got a little springtime in your
Harriet Green.
Well?
Good Lord.
Remind you of anyone, Ducky?
It is Harriet Green.
Of course it is.
Her daughter?
Yes.
It isn't anything of the sort. It is Harriet Green. You said it yourself. It is Harriet Green.
What are you driving at?
A stunt. The biggest you've ever heard of.
Well, go on.
Oh, no. No, I'm not so sure that I want to talk to you about it after your extraordinary behavior to me yesterday.
Oh, drop that for the love of Mike.
Well, my idea is that from now on, this girl becomes her own mother.
Impersonates her mother.
Yes, that's the idea.
You're all mad.
Oh, no.
Leslie. Oh, Leslie.
No.
Oh, don't go, Leslie, don't go.
No, just clever. Objections, please.
But her mother died years ago.
In South Africa. And as nobody was interested, nobody realized it. Next.
Do you realize that her mother was a very great artist?
I know I could do it, Mr. Ben, if only you'd give me the chance.
And don't forget, I was her mother's understudy.
And I was her dresser for years.
And I remember all her little ways from A to Z.
We could teach her.
You bet.
Do you seriously mean that you think you can persuade the British public that this girl is the Harriet Green of Edwardian times?
Yes.
Well, we persuaded you she was 2 minutes ago. And you knew her mother well, and you're no fool, Mr. Ben, now are you?
Yes. No. I only believed it until I remembered my dates. Do you realize that if this child's mother were alive today, she'd be about 50 years of age?
Good heavens, man, of course I do.
Oh, but damn it, this kid looks 16.
Damn it, man, of course she does.
Well,
Meet the star who will never grow old. What? The idle Edwardian days who at the age of 60 will charm the youth of 1934 by looking like sweet 16. Meet the miracle of the age, Miss Harriet Green.
If I give in to you, I'm giving in to
Now,
myself.
Harriet, come along. I want to show you how your mother always finished her numbers. Come on. Like this. Big smile. Yes, well, that must come out more, and these must be self.
You've forgotten this one, madam.
Oh, yes, that was one of hers. Oh, I got it. Oh, lovely.
Isn't it fetching? Oh, I can't go through with it. It isn't decent to go about pretending to be my own mother.
Oh, but Harriet, you never saw your own mother, so to speak.
I'm sure if she knew, she'd be ever so pleased that you're keeping her memory green and not meaning any puns either.
Come on, Harriet. Be a good girl. Come on, one run through.
Oh, all right. If I give in to you, I'm giving in to myself. If you shatter my resistance, lovely dearie, I'm as happy as an elf.
Just like a mother.
I know it may be wrong, but that won't matter at all. And against my better judgment, I fall. I'm weak. Now you can go and grin. You speak. And I hear no one grin. Oh, nuts. It's not my fault if I get tucked away on your shelf. I am only giving in to myself.
That was lovely, dearie.
Oh, give me a hanky.
You could never sing like that. They'll think you've been taking some of them monkey glands to make you young.
Besides, Harriet, you look so lovely dressed as your mother. All the boys will fall in love with you as they did with her.
Now listen, kids, we only got 3 more days for rehearsing. Good morning.
Morning.
Quiet. Now, I want to get a polish on. Now, you watch your tempo, and you're very ragged. And listen, kids, for heaven's sake, look as if you were enjoying it. I'm the only doctor who can cure your ills. No funny medicines, no bitter tasting pills. I've a magic cure as simple as can be. I just prescribe this sweet little melody. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. What if the raindrops sprinkle? Tie a little bell to your dancing shoes and the sun will shine. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. What if the stars won't twinkle? Tie a little bell to your dancing shoes and the stars will shine. When you moan and groan, then trouble comes around. He flies miles and miles from every happy sound. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. What if the raindrops sprinkle? Tie a little bell to your dancing shoes and the sun will shine.
Now listen, old man, you can't keep us in the dark all the time. The Tribune's got to know something. Tell me, is Harriet Green rehearsing today?
No.
Is she ever going to rehearse?
No.
Is anybody ever going to see her at all? Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Morning.
Hello, Tommy.
Ben's a grand old drummer.
He's not so bad. But what about Harriet Green?
Ooh,
come with me. I've got all the press up in the box. I'll give you a really big story.
Not at all bad, kids.
Leslie, Harriet's ready. She'd like to run through a rehearsal with you.
Right. Now, everybody go to your dressing rooms, and on no account must anybody come onto this stage. Now, come on, kids, get on with it.
Come on, girls, you've heard Mr. Bain. To your rooms and stay there.
Come here, we'll be just in time to see it all.
Wonder when we're going to see this old hag. Time will show. Time will show on her figure, too, I'll bet.
See you on the first night, boys.
Now, Tommy, see that the critics get their drinks in the second half.
Oh, naturally.
Yes, I've got an idea that our second half's a bit weak.
As usual.
Oh, will you stop walking about, everybody? This is a quick change room, not a skating rink. Now, Harriet, there's nothing for you to be nervous about. You know what's at stake? I put every penny I've got into this show. If we don't make good tonight, I'm absolutely ruined. Everything's on your shoulders. I've done everything I can.
When you're young, it's always spring, and life is a happy song. How we laugh at care and sing as we roll along. So the years go rushing by, and spring is a memory. Life will always be the same sweet song to me. When you've got a little springtime in your heart, you can laugh at all the wintry winds that blow. Though December comes your way, for you the birds will sing, and buttercups come peeping through the snow. You'll be young, you'll be in love your whole life through, just as young and more in love than at the start. And each happy scene will be evergreen as the sweetest blossom in June. When you've got a little springtime in your heart.
happy scene will be evergreen as the sweetest blossoms in June.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, please have a little patience. Miss Green is not so young and is easily tired. The excitement of her great triumph last night has exhausted her. She wishes me to apologize to you for the delay. She will be with you in a few moments.
Yes, later on, I will. Yes, I'll tell you a story, I'm pretty sure I will. Yes, honestly, I'll do it. For the yes, all right, yes, we'll do it, yes. Ah, there you are. My dear, you look beautiful. Are you ready?
Yes,
Well then, let's have them. I'll conduct them in.
Has romance played a big part in your life, Miss Green?
Oh, yes. But the 20th century isn't a patch on the 19th.
Do you think modern women's undies more becoming than they used to be?
Yes. But red flannelette had its moments.
How old do you feel, Miss Green?
As old as I look.
Do you remember Mafeking night?
As if it were yesterday.
Were you a suffragist, Miss Green?
Oh, no. I've always liked my men to have the upper hand.
Did Gladstone ever say anything interesting to you, Miss Green?
Well, it was not so much what he said.
What is your greatest ambition?
To have the same effect on your grandchildren that I had on your grandfathers.
Bravo. Bravo, thank you so much. Very nice.
You know why she wears that high collar, don't you?
No.
To hide the scars.
Scars? Has she had her face smashed?
No, lifted.
And is your husband still alive, Miss Green?
No. He died in South Africa 3 years ago.
Really? What of?
Old age. He was a good 10 years older than me, you know. Have you any questions of a more general nature?
Have you any children, Miss Green?
Oh, really? Please.
Oh, come, Miss Green, give us a break. Look what I did for you this morning.
Oh, how charming. Oh, excuse me, I must consult my general manager.
What are you trying to palm off on me?
A most interesting notice. This should get us a long run.
Morday.
Now, that's in the second act, and that's in the third. And, oh, you must publish that one. That's the scene with the comic. You remember?
This will be 10 years, not 3.
Listen, Leslie. Keep your hair on. We're the only 4 in the know. And who else is going to find out?
The Marquis of Staines.
My mother's fiancé.
My dear. Amazing. Not a year older. Not a muscle changed. This is the most touching moment I've experienced since you consented to marry me. Let me see. Why, it must be 20-odd years ago. Don't you remember? Is it such a dreadful shock? Have I changed so much?
My dear old Staines.
Oh, my dear old David. Oh, if only you knew how Shropsy and I have spoken about you.
Remember, never out of the
Now,
stage
you
door, you
must
old
have dinner.
rascal, were you?
What about Monday
We said,
week?
why not bring your bed
Oh,
and save
do
time?
try and manage Monday week at 7:30.
Well, how this does take one back. Why, it's quite shaken me.
It's quite shaken me, too.
Me too.
And me.
You don't know what a shock it was to me when I got your letter that night. By the way, you never told me in that letter. Was the child a girl or a boy? My dear boy, how foolish of me not to notice the resemblance. Yes, yes, I'm delighted to meet you, delighted. And I must congratulate you too, my dear. A splendid chap.
Thank you.
And if you have half the beautiful nature your dear mother has, you'll be a model son.
I was wrong. This means 20 years, not 10.
Do you think we'd better go and confess? After all, none of us realized it was a crime.
Ignorance is no excuse in the eyes of the law. There's no earthly reason why anybody should find out, is there, author of my being?
So you really think we're safe? Offspring?
Oh, as safe as houses. Simple, see, there's you and me and Maudie and Leslie. Who else is there to know?
Oh,
Hello, dearie.
what are you doing in my room?
The porter let me in.
Well, I'll let the porter throw you out.
Here, Harriet. Don't you know me? I'm your long-lost husband.
You mean you're mine? Do you mind if I open the window?
Not at all, my dear. So long as you don't give me the air. Well, little girlie, we're in Clover.
We?
Yes. You and me. Won't you introduce me to your boyfriend?
He's not my boyfriend.
No, I'm this lady's son.
Oh, an only child, eh?
Yes.
It may interest you to know, young man, that the last time I saw you, I distinctly remember you as a little girl.
Oh, no, you don't.
I do indeed. I remember quite well. I never could make up my mind which I wanted. A boy or a girl. Just goes to show.
Are you my father?
No, chap. Well, I'll tell you what I am. If you're this lady's son, then I'm your grandpa, see? Now then, Harriet, you say you're glad to see your dear old daddy.
I'm delighted.
Well, I must run along. 1 or 2 calls to make.
What calls?
Well, I just thought I'd barge in on the Marquis of Staines and have a chat about the old days when he was in love with your mother.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yes, but he may remember to pay me a little sum that he lent me some time ago.
How much?
Oh, it isn't much. It's 200 pounds. I'm a reasonable man, and as long as I can keep body and soul together, that's all I ask for here below. Thank you, Sonny.
The pleasure's mine, Pop.
Well, goodbye till our next meeting, Harriet Green and Son.
Harriet Green and Son.
Harriet Green and Son. What an idea! morning, Miss Good morning, Mother. Morning, sir.
Good morning, my boy.
I've just fixed up a most marvellous picture contract for you. Best bit of wangling I've ever done.
Splendid. Well, I must be off to the club. Late already. Think it over, my dear. Think it over. Oh, how would you like to have a stepfather? What?
A step what?
He's asked me to marry him.
Ha ha!
What do you mean? Ha ha!
Another of my schemes hatching out.
You've been expecting it?
Expecting it? Engineering it.
I see.
Can't you see the marvellous publicity angle of it? Just as we're starting in on the show, too.
You mean I ought to accept?
Of course. Later on, if you like, you can call the whole thing off. Wouldn't break the old boy's heart. It's only a sentimental idea of his.
Suppose I were to fall in love. Well, to take a fancy to a man of my own age.
Do be careful, my dear.
Well, it has been known to happen, you know.
Well, it mustn't happen in your case, old girl.
And don't you call me old girl. And if it's any news to you as my publicity agent, I'm not only going to accept the Marquis, but I'm going to go through with it and marry him. And we can sit by the fire and talk about the good old times for the rest of our lives.
Not like Harriet to be late.
She's never been late before.
That doesn't prevent it being excessively irritating that she is today.
You're very peevish today, young man. What's the trouble? Come on, tell Auntie Maudie.
I'll tell Auntie Maudie to mind her own business.
Oh, what a very rude thing to say to a lady.
Would it be? Thank you. You're late.
I've been driving round the park with my fiancé.
Oh, not the dear Marquis.
Don't be such a damn snob, Maudie.
Oh, I like that coming from you. When you worked the whole thing, you know you did. You naughty boy.
That was a publicity stunt.
And publicity's everything, believe me. Isn't it, Mr. Thompson?
Oh, you.
Now, kids, give me romance. Now, here's the spot for it in the show. Now, in this number here, you're chased. I mean, you're pursued. You're very coy. You, the pursuer, virile. Got that? Right. Now, in the first little ta-ta-ta-ta, I want a kiss. Very coy again. Then in the second ta-ta-ta-ta, a more passionate kiss. And at the end of the refrain, you're abandoned. All right. Come on, Vicky.
As you draw me near you, I ought to fear you rather than think you grand.
But I can't dissemble, it makes me tremble merely to touch your hand.
Though we defy conventions, I'm so glad.
No proper apprehensions have I had.
All of our transgressing seems such a blessing. Am I bad? Dear, dear, this is much too nice. It won't happen twice. Dear, dear,
Do you think we should get hot?
dear, dear, this is all so quaint. And I'm not a saint. Dear,
It's too good to be good.
Off again.
on movie-tone screens compare with the one we've staged now.
With the urge completely to merge, you'd think we were both engaged now.
Dear, dear, one is made from two.
Which of us is you?
Dear, it's too good to be true.
Get ready for your first kiss, kids. You've missed it. All right, carry on. Watch it, there's another kiss coming. Oh, dear. Give me romance, come on. Look happy. There. Smile.
Now this is where we kiss.
Thank you.
And hold it while I fade out the lights. Well, if that's romance, kids, it's lousy.
Oi, Harriet Green and Son. There's a limit to family feeling, you know.
Oh, there you are, my boy. I want a word with you. Will you excuse us, my dear?
Certainly.
Excuse me.
Has your mother told you, hmm?
Oh, the marriage. Oh, yes. Yes, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, my boy, thank you. I knew you'd be delighted. Now, I have a little proposition to make to you. It'll be some time before the details of my marriage to your mother can be settled. Now, at her age, I don't like to think of her, frail as she is, living alone, liable to be accosted by the first newcomer who might be deceived into thinking she's a young girl. So what do you think I've done?
Well?
I've taken a charming little house for the two of you, so that you can look after your mother. What? What?
Oh, that's very kind of you, but we couldn't, could we?
No.
We couldn't possibly accept a house from you.
It's lovely. Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, I'm delighted you like the new house, and I hope you both sleep well on your first night here. Goodbye, my dear. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye, my boy. Good night, sir.
Dear old gentleman, isn't he?
Why didn't you think of one of those great ideas of yours to get us out of this?
Well, after all, it's grand publicity.
Mr. Thompson, if you mention the word publicity again, I shall scream. You seem to think I exist to give you space in the papers. Is there anything in the world you care for except publicity?
Well, it's my job, and I'm ambitious.
And you'd sacrifice everything for that, wouldn't you?
Good evening, my children. I hope I don't intrude.
Not at all. It only needed you and the day's complete.
As a matter of fact, my boy, I'm shy of cash.
I thought as much.
So if you could let me have £300...
You've had 1,500 from us already.
So I have. But I've got a lot on my conscience.
I'll let you have the money tomorrow. Now get
my
out.
daughter, my only daughter. I'm a reasonable man. And as long as I can keep body and soul together, that's all I ask for here below.
In your state, it's not safe to let you have the money.
It's not safe not to.
Not a word. I'm a man of the world.
Now, come on.
Yeah,
Let you go. That's quite...
Sorry.
Well, there should be some good publicity in that.
I'm rather tired. I think I'll wish you good night. Good night.
Won't you have a cup of tea?
Thank you. I can't sleep a wink.
That's funny, neither can I. Oh, my tea's hot.
It's funny, so's mine. I never sleep in a strange bed.
Neither do I.
You know, Harriet, I don't think this stunt is treating you fairly.
Oh, I don't know. It's brought me a lot more money than I ever thought I'd have. A career which I've always wanted. A charming fiancé which I'd always hoped for. And a dear little son which I never expected.
Good night.
The world is lyrical because a miracle has brought my lover to me. Though he's some other place, his face I see. At night I creep in bed, but never sleep in bed. Just look above in the air. And to my sweetest joy, my boy is there. It is my prince who walks into my dreams and talks. He dances overhead on the ceiling near my bed, in my sight through the night. I try to hide in vain underneath my counterpane. There's my love up above. I whisper, go away, my lover, it's not fair. But I'm so grateful to discover he's still there. I love my ceiling more since it is a dancing floor.
And I hope that I may still remain the public's most obedient servant. Senator Vieira.
I've got a great idea.
You have?
Cough it up, my lad. Yes, I think it's just the way to finish the thing off, a sort of
marvelous finale.
I suggest that Harriet Green vanishes.
Vanishes. Into thin air?
No, South Africa.
I see. On the day before her first night. Why?
Because she's tired of it all.
Well, we don't want her to be tired of it all. Have you seen the box office receipt?
Now, wait a minute. She vanishes. And 3 weeks later, her young and beautiful daughter arrives in England to console her mother's heartbroken public by taking her place. You see, she's been studying singing and dancing hard.
On the veldt, I suppose?
Yes.
No. Do you realize what this means? Impersonation. Fraud. We've been lucky enough to get away with it up to now, and we've got to go on with it.
Well, suppose I tell them it was all my idea.
This young man's crazy, Harriet. Do you know what's wrong?
Yes, I think I do.
Don't you see, Harriet? Harriet Green, the star, disappears, and the daughter comes to England.
I see. And you go to Southampton to meet your sister.
My sister? Oh, Lord, yes.
Oh, Lord, my sister. Oh, Lord, my sister. It's the excitement. That's what it is. He's been overworking.
Suppose we do follow out that idea of Tommy's.
Suppose we do. And everything gets found out.
Exactly how many of us would be for the...
High jump?
Yes.
Well, you'd be first. Impersonation and fraud. And then Tommy for posing as your son.
What about you and Maudie?
Well, of course, if you'd like to have it that you took us in, the same as Staines and the public, I suppose we'd get off without a blot on our escutcheon.
I see.
Ah, my boy, did you get it?
What would you do if I didn't give you this money?
Don't be silly. I go straight to Scotland Yard and give the whole game away. That's what I do.
Is that a promise?
It is. Hey!
Darling. Thank you.
Now, you mustn't get too tired tonight, my dear.
I won't. Darling, come here a minute. I've got something to confess to you.
Don't tell me you've kept all my letters.
No. No, it's something much more serious than that. Look at me closely. Is this the Harriet Green you loved years ago? But aren't you furious at being taken in like this?
I haven't been taken in. I knew the minute I saw you. I've remembered your mother. Better than most people, you know.
But why did you let
Because I admired your pluck. Because I liked the look of your young man. Because I wanted you to, how do the Yankees say? To get away with it. And because you're Harriet Green, Jr.
Come along, my dear. I'm sure it's going to be a most exciting first night.
I have a feeling it is, too.
I say you must keep this corner clear, please.
I've been a prisoner, locked in a jail. Love held the only key.
Here, my girl.
What are you doing here?
Never you mind. I'm here and I want my money.
I say you must hurry, Miss Green. It's your quick change.
Oh, what a wonderful feeling to be free, really free. So over my shoulder goes one care, and over my shoulder go two cares. Why should I cry? It flew above. I'm free at last and I'm in love. Over my shoulder go three cares, and over my shoulder...
Of course, I know the young man was only having his little joke with me this morning when he wouldn't give me my money.
So he didn't pay?
No, he didn't. And so I've come to you. After all, a daughter's feelings, I'm a reasonable man. As long as I can keep body and soul together, that's all I ask for here below.
What would you do if I didn't pay?
Why, I'd go straight to Scotland Yard and give the whole game away. That's what I do.
Is that a promise?
Yeah.
Over my shoulder go two cares. Why should I cry? It's blue above. I'm free at last and I'm in love.
Mr. Bing! Oh, what's the matter? What's the matter?
What's she doing?
I don't know. She's never done it before. She'll never do it again.
I don't believe she could do that at 60. She's no more Harriet Green than she's my grandmother. Whoops, Older! She's a fraud.
Now you know what I've been dying to tell you for weeks. A woman of 60.
Put your house lights up and ring down that curtain.
I say, what's the matter? Put up the house lights, start the orchestra. And what are you doing on my stage?
No, nothing. It's my mistake.
She's not Harriet Green. She's a fraud.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's no good, Leslie. You can't do it this time.
I'm not going to make a speech. I'm just going to appeal to you as the sporting British public.
Baloney!
Give us our money back.
Whose baby are you? Just the same, we've been had.
You've been had. How about me? I've been in love with her for weeks and had to go about London calling her mummy.
But she's not Harriet Green.
I know that, my friend. But let me tell you something. She's the daughter of Harriet Green. She hadn't got a job. She was hungry. A few of you here may know what that means. But she had the talent she'd inherited from her famous mother. The talent that has charmed you tonight. Now be honest, ladies and gentlemen. It has charmed you, hasn't it? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this girl got a chance to prove that she had it in her to be a star. She wanted you to take her to your hearts. Do you blame her? No! Some may say she tried to defraud the public.
I respectfully ask your lordship to note that phrase, for it is of paramount importance. Defraud the public. That means surely to promise something, to take payment for same, and then to prove yourself unable to fulfill that promise. In plain English, my lord, unable to deliver the goods. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is my case, that this young lady could not possibly have defrauded the public because she delivers the goods, and I shall prove it. I call the prisoner. You are charged with defrauding the public by impersonating your mother, the late Harriet Green. What is your name?
Harriet Green.
You see, my lord.
Proceed.
What is your profession?
I'm an actress.
Your mother?
She was an actress.
Who was?
Mother, my lord, the late Harriet Green.
Who was Harriet Green?
Silence in court.
Harriet Green, my lord, was a famous stage star of Edwardian days. So you've been singing several songs from your mother's repertoire.
Yes.
Did you sing them as well as she did?
Well, it's rather difficult for me to answer that question.
My lord, in my submission, it is a question of fact for the jury to judge. Exhibit A, please. I have here, my lad, a phonographic reproduction of one of the late Harriet Green's most famous songs.
My lad, I submit that this is not admissible evidence.
Why not?
It is hearsay.
I rely on the case of Smith versus Smith, 1914. 1 King's Bench, my lad. Page 493. The plaintiff, a pianist, was allowed to substantiate his statement by a demonstration of his art, my lord.
Quite. I'll hear the evidence.
When you're young, it's always spring, and life is a happy song. How we laugh at care and sing as we roll along. and each happy scene will be evergreen as the sweetest morning in June. When you've got a little springtime in your heart, when you've got a little springtime in your heart. Over my shoulder goes one care, over my shoulder go two cares. Why should I cry? It's blue above. I'm free at last and I'm in love. Over my shoulder go three cares, over my shoulder go four cares. Bye-bye to trouble, it's gone beyond recall. Over my shoulder goes it all.
This is all I ask for here below.